Howdy folks, I'm Keith Bowen. This is Hard Rock University, and we're making some progress on our small, inexpensive, quick testing for solution. Now, I had a previous method years ago, and I was using a test paper from Kodak, and Chris is working to try and see if this paper is the equivalent of that Kodak paper, but it was designed to be used to test for silver in fixer solution, photographic fixer solution. So anyhow, I've got this paper, and the idea was, and it's not working too well, but something useful is happening, is you take, that's just an absorbent piece of paper towel. This is a piece of filter paper. Why? Because it's white. And that's basically it. It's tightly woven, white, has a nice surface. And then we put a piece of filter paper on it. Now we're going to prepare.
Piece of test paper?
Yeah, that's a test paper. Sorry, You're correct. Now, this solution is our kind of standardized pregnant solution I made towards the end of the season and kept for testing when everything else was frozen. And this is the exact same solution that was run with some resin in it. So the assumption is that there's a lot more gold in here than there is in here, but everything else should be relatively the same. As long as it didn't absorb into the resin, it should be the same in both solutions. Now, that's an assumption, and I'm sure some stuff did, but at least we have pretty similar solutions. This one with a lot more gold than that. As a matter of fact, this has almost 10 times as much gold as that. So I'm going to start out measuring 10 milliliters of each solution. And because it's the same solution, there's hardly any, I don't care about cross-contamination, damn it. I've got to take the time to clean my pipette out. You know,
Sloppy science.
3% is not going to make a difference on this test.
Sloppy science.
Sloppy science, fast production. Okay, so anyhow, now to see what happens, this is called a capillary tube. And the idea is that all this solution has to go through that little hole in the end. So if you stand it like that, all this solution goes down through one spot, causing a much greater effect on that spot than it otherwise be the case. Now, capillary attraction will suck it up into the tube. I don't know if you can see that, but there's the liquid level right there.
Yep.
I put my finger over the end of the tube so it can't come out at the moment. I put it in one of these clips. Come on. Push it down on top of that and hold it fairly snugly while it starts doing its magic here. Now, it would be nice if that test paper would just react selectively to gold in this solution and just give us a spot right there. But that is not the case. Come on, you stupid thing. As you can see, these are not anything really fancy. Matter of fact, it didn't work very well, but it's not a big problem because you weren't going to see anything anyhow. That's what it looks like just with moisture. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to acidify this 10 cc's of solution with muriatic acid, and that breaks down a lot of the chemistry that's keeping that gold dissolved. Now the reason I've got this is because if you've known muriatic acid, you know it stinks to high heaven. Very, very nasty stuff to breathe. So and that's 0.8 of a cc of muriatic acid. Now we set up the same thing again, and I've just been taking a pair of scissors to paper towel and filter paper. If you take a look, see how it's kind of turned a little bit pink?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, that I believe is precipitated gold. And I'll show you why here in a second. First of all, the color is kind of diagnostic. Okay. Very fine gold tends to be kind of a purple. I believe it's called purple cassius or something like that. Now I'm pushing down kind of hard to kind of get a good seal there so it doesn't just immediately splurt out. Come on.
And
Okay.
it does stink.
Oh yeah. And the level of water in solution in there is right there right now, and it's going down very slowly. And if you look, you can see there's a little brown spot starting at the bottom of the tube. Now that was not there on the other one, although I kind of splooged that a little bit, but it wouldn't have been there anyhow. Because I've been doing this all evening, just trying different things. By the way, this is just a glass tile from Lowe's for a nice inert surface to work on. You're in the light little one. There you go. And as you can see, the paper itself is bleaching a bit. Again, that's also diagnostic. If it's bleaching, you know you got plenty of muriatic acid in there. Well, that's finishing up. Let's start another test. Good Lord. If we were high budget, we'd have fancy things. What the heck is that? You have any idea?
A piece of melted cheese.
Oh, okay. I was wondering, I thought that's a weird stain. Yeah, we're gonna put these here. Little pieces of test paper. I'm gonna see if I can't get these little stands to work a little bit better. Right now it's kind of precise that you gotta mess around with them. These things have to have a little slop, and then you gotta do it right. So here, let's go ahead and acidify this while we're at it. And you'll notice it's not that little purple color, is it?
Nope,
It's
it
just
looks
clear.
perfectly clear.
Yep. So let's get this capillary tube. See if I can do a better job on this one than I did on the first. There we go. And this one here. Come on. Oh, where's the water for sure? Yeah, it's up to the little line there. I just hit that one. Still sitting there though. Now you can clearly see you're still in the light, little one.
I can see.
Okay. There is a spot there now. Now here's the problem though. I will take the exact same solution right here. And just put it directly on the filter paper. And let it do its magic. Apparently I hit this one, but the other one is still, it worked just fine.
Yeah.
Okay, you just can't hold it way back there. Once you pull it over, you can bring it forward. I just made this earlier today, so I'm still learning stuff here. Okay. So, this is the solution that had very little gold in it. That was acid treated. This is not. This is the solution. Here, look at this one here. I certainly have trouble seeing it. Maybe the camera does a good job. This one has much more gold than this, but I don't see a whole lot of difference there because there's just nothing showing up. However, this one here, you'll notice there is a definite deposit there. Now you notice it's also on the filter paper. So the test paper is not doing anything differently than just plain filter paper on this one. That's different than the previous test I used to run years ago. But that is definitely different than that. This is about 10 times as much gold as that. I would say the spot isn't that much darker, but it's definitely darker. Substantially darker. And this could allow us to have a test wherein we can, in real time, determine how much gold is in the solution, at least roughly, for example, to tell when the resin is loaded and it's no longer recovering very well. So this is just the preliminary results. I have a definite plan associated with what I did before that will make it more specific and more sensitive. but we still have to get certain chemicals, which I don't currently have. So that's the state of play at the moment. We're making progress. That gives you an idea what the general end procedure would be for this type of test. The test I was using before worked on ore. You would do a digestion with aqua regia, an extraction, and then almost a re-extraction. Each time, it started with, say, 1 ounce to the ton. The first extraction would give you 2 ounces to the ton. The second re-extraction would give you 4 ounces to the ton in solution, and that would allow you to get an even more sensitive test. But as you can clearly see, that is a result. But what it is it's just precipitating when I add the acid. It's not like that paper is doing anything, but we're working to see if we can get something that's more sensitive and more specific. We're not sure that's gold, but it sure seems logical that it is. So anyhow, we're working on it. Should have something by springtime. Happy prospecting and keep it safe out there.